Look at this video. Police forcibly turned off Canadian anthem in Toronto City Hall in opt of hearing the Palestinian anthem in the distance. And the first reply that we get is this gentleman, this boomer, giving us a lesson on morality as if he is the new Catholic Church. Let's listen to him and see if we can agree with at least some of his points.
I don't want to see one more white creator clutch their pearls or tell me how they're horrified or how they want to leave the country and how you're having a mental breakdown and how it's too much to handle about what's happening in this country.
Yeah, get taxed. Get taxed. Suffer inflation. Just get used to the fact that you won't be able to afford a house like your parents. And just suck it up. You know why? Because it's moral. I'm pretty sure like this argument works on people. I'm pretty sure that people who all of a sudden are unable to pay the bills, they're going to just sit down and be like, okay, so on one hand, I can elect some far-right extremist politicians to deal with this shit. I could go out on the streets and do a chimp out, but I'm not going to because I'm a kind and decent person and I'm just going to suffer like Jesus Christ. I'm going to starve, my kids are going to starve, and I'm going to pay more taxes because in the past, bad things happened to good people. Even though I wasn't responsible, right? Like, even though I wasn't there, even though I wasn't asked, it doesn't matter. I was just born wrong. Like, my parents shouldn't have fucked, and because they did, I now need to be exploited by the government. I just need to pay more taxes, give away more of my rights, and keep voting for the exact same people that do this to me over and over and over. And it's not just about voting, by the way. No. I don't need to leave the country, right? I am on the plantation now. I should never leave the country and pay taxes to another government. I should never speak ill of the people in power. I should keep giving money to the same companies that are promoting my exploitation. Yeah, that's what I need to do, because I'm a decent person, and I watched a TikTok video with this gentleman, and all of a sudden he opened my eyes. He made me become woke.
I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about it. I truly don't. You got a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of an inch what it's like to be black in this country.
Okay, so like the oppression of the black race has been measured. It's based on a scientific industrial standard, and we now concluded that we got the fraction of a fraction of a fraction of an inch, right? And we actually need to suffer more. Like the solution is not to, okay, well, let's lower the suffering on the other side. No, the solution is everyone is to suffer, because otherwise this gentleman becomes uncomfortable.
Feels pretty shitty, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Do you know why we're here? It's because our demographic, primarily white men who this land was designed to benefit, didn't stand.
Like, imagine that, right? No, seriously, like, imagine that. You got a nation of people, right? Which develops writing, learns how to navigate, how to chart the stars, how to create the scientific theory that allows them to build ships capable of traversing the ocean, figuring out the logistics on how to keep the colonists fed, having to fight for that land, right? Like, you end up in a place where tribes of Indians are killing each other. You have the Aztecs with their religion that they need to pull out the still beating heart of people. And you're joining there, you know, you just enter the match, you're playing by the same rules, and you're creating a land that benefits you. Oh, who would have, like what type of culture would do that? I mean, obviously the Muslims would never do something like that. You know, the Chinese would never do something like that. The Aztecs never built a culture that benefited the Aztecs, right? Like the Zulu weren't building a culture that benefited the Zulu. Oh, no. For some reason, we need to apply like different standards to the Europeans. And you know why you apply different standards to the Europeans? Because they're literally the only ones with the moral framework to accept that some of the things done in the past were bad. No other culture does that. You know, like, look at the Chinese. Do they think that the Great Leap Forward was bad? No. Look at people that live in Mongolia. Do they think that Genghis Khan, which killed like 10% of the world population, was bad? No. Who's the only ones that give a shit? And what is your solution? To abuse their morality. Oh, you care? All right, well, I'm going to beat you with the stick. I'm going to tax you more. I'm going to exploit you more. And if you complain, you're making me feel uncomfortable.
Stand up with people of color, with our black brothers and sisters. with the Native Americans, with minorities, because it didn't affect them.
And not to mention, look at this disinformation, right? Russian propaganda. I think I can do that. I'm from Eastern European. We don't call people racist. We just say it's Putin's propaganda. Why are you saying that Americans didn't stand with black people or with Indian Americans? What is the entire Democratic Party? And last time I checked, they're mostly white. Didn't they kneel in front of George Floyd? Don't you guys have actual legislation against discrimination? Didn't your constitution crack down on the concept of freedom of association? There was a couple of months ago a very interesting video which showed a group of white people that decided to make a white village. So it was in the middle of nowhere, and they built their own houses, and they only wanted to live with white people. And immediately, they got sued, reporters were there, huge crackdowns on it, which is okay, well, I guess, you're not allowed, fine, But then, I remember reading a different news from a couple of years ago on how the BBC was championing this village in America that was made by black people for black people. And so, look, I'm not an expert psychologist, right? I'm not a doctor with a lab coat that understands human psychology. But what I do know is that if you have two brothers in your house, right? You have two kids, and you start mistreating one, and you're treating the other one better, for whatever reason, they're going to build animosity and spite. This is the ideology that tears people down. Malcolm X actually had something to say about individuals like this guy. He said that he's actually more dangerous than the racist. Because, the racist is like a wolf. You see the wolf, you know it's coming, you get your guards up. You see this guy's like a fox. He smiles, he's your friend. He appreciates it. And then you let it get close. Malcolm X said that, right? He knew about these types of people. The idea of allowing the government to keep taxing people, to remove their rights, to promote the censorship of the internet, to exploit its population, it affects everyone. Notice, the Democrats came and went, right? BLM happened, all that shit. Name me the black people that genuinely profited. Which neighborhood was actually improved because of liberal policies? Now, I know who benefited, a lot of Black Lives Matter leaders that turned out to run corrupt organizations. They ended up with large mansions, and they managed to embezzle a lot of money. And then you have, the Democrats that benefited a lot from the BLM movement, financially and politically. But you have, actual black neighborhoods destroyed, torched, because of this ideology. Interesting, is it not? And if you actually look back in history, in America, there used to be the time of the jazz music. Do you guys remember? A lot of Europeans love jazz music. I love jazz music as well. I think it's one of the best musics ever made. Second after heavy metal. I got weird preferences. What can I do? But I remember, back in 2014, even saying that you like black people because of the music. You're just trying to say that black peoples are only good at sports and jazz. They really didn't like the fact that people would connect and they would tie black culture to jazz music. They don't complain if you tie it to gangster rap. They don't complain if you tie it with modern hip-hop. But for some fucking reason, they really hated the jazz music. And by the way, back then, a lot of black people in America were married, they had kids, they had stable families. What happened? What policies caused the destruction of that? Because it's not people just changed for the sake of changing. Surely there were some policies. Because we can look at the way that the black community went when it comes to marriage, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to crime rates. And you can see that it wasn't always the same. Right? Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up. But during the jazz era, it was actually going up. And then something happens. And for some reason, we are in the situation we are today. And it wasn't right-wing policies that did that, was it? Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.